So then, the first day of F1 testing is underway, and what can we read into from it? Well, there's not too much you can read into from testing. So even though you saw Daniel Ricciardo follow around Lando Norris at good speed, it doesn't mean that all of a sudden the team that's referred to on the BBC website as RB, otherwise known as, the VCarbo 1, is suddenly going to be as fast as McLaren. Different fuel loads, different race plans, everything like that means you can't really tell anything. The same with Williams having to park up during both sessions. It doesn't mean that all of a sudden Williams is going to have horrible reliability issues the entire time. In fact, if a team doesn't have reliability issues in testing, often that's more of a concern because it means they're not pushing it far enough to be at a breaking point, and it could mean that they end up having the issues over the course of the season. But one thing is for sure, Max Verstappen being a second clear of Lando Norris is impressive. That RB20 has got some things to it that other teams simply don't have. Maybe that zero side pod concept is finally working for a team. And Mercedes would be kicking themselves if they were close but no cigar with the concept. Elsewhere, Mercedes, we don't really get a measure of their pace. George Russell's fastest time, although it was on the C2s, and most other runners were on the C3 tyre, which is one step softer. It's not, showing that Mercedes is suddenly going to be one of the slowest cars out there. You could look at what's happened with Alpine, where Gasly on a C3 did a 32, and then Ocon on a C1 did a 34 as his fastest lap. You wouldn't say there's going to be that much of a gap between the two tyre compounds, nor would you say there's that much of a gap between the times of day, nor the abilities of the drivers. They're all doing different things. And I think the picture will start to unfold over the rest of the sessions. But I think the one thing that we can probably conclude from these earlier sessions is Haas might be struggling a bit. Across both sessions, they have the two slowest times, and by a considerable margin. Kevin Magnussen is a second slower than Ocon as the next slowest car. And given that Magnussen was on the C3s and Ocon was on the C1s, you'd have to hope they were doing completely different run plans. Because there's no way that Haas should be a second slower than somebody who's on 2 steps harder tyres. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.